I told my mother, I don't like the eyes. You know, Mama, I don't like them. Your mama says to me, listen to your heart. And make sure that when you do decide on someone that you'd like to marry, make sure that that is what you really want and not just, oh, I want somebody like that, or I want somebody like that. She says, make sure that you love the person that you'll fall in love with. She says, you may not find somebody that you're madly going to fall in love with, but you'll find somebody that you like, that you have similar interests, and that you think that you could build a life together. My mother said all this in Italian, but I understood her, you know. I understood her, and I knew what she was saying. Well, one of my sisters married a non-Italian, Dolly, Casey, and my other sisters did marry Italians, but 3 of them divorced the Italians.
Aunt Lee?
Aunt Lee for one, and Aunt Angie for 2. And, well, no, I got that wrong. Chicky did marry an Italian, Vinci, but not Dolly.
Keep it low.
She wasn't attracted to the Italians. And my sister Ann, first husband was Italian, the second husband was Irish. Actually, she divorced both of them eventually, you know, one after the other. But it's important to, like, recognize who you're going to choose for a mate that you may have children with, and that you're going to raise your children by this mate. So I listened to my mother, you know, and I was 25 when I married. 25. Most of my friends were already married at 21, 22. They weren't having children. And I married at 25 because I didn't meet anyone that I wanted to marry. And I wasn't going to get married if I didn't meet someone that I wanted to marry. So I waited and I prayed, and I'm sure the Lord heard me, because He sent George my way. So I knew that that's whom I wanted to marry.
What made you smile? What made you smile about George? I saw
He
that.
was a gentle man, gentle, in his thoughts and in his feelings. He was a gentleman. And the Italians that I knew from the neighborhood or even relatives, I thought that they were bossy, you know, and had rules and regulations, you know, and my friends that married early, and I'd inquire, how you doing? How was your husband? Are you happy? Hey, this and that. And I got different answers. A few of my friends divorced their first husbands. Not Rosevella. Angie did. Minardi was the second husband. Rosie had one husband, like me. My best friend. So, it worked out good. I've never regretted waiting until I was ready, you know, and I found somebody that I wanted to marry.
What would you tell Teresa or Jordy or your other descendants?
I can hear you.
What would you tell your grandchildren, your granddaughters, if they're thinking about marriage? What advice would you give them?
Well, first you have to like somebody, you know. Don't fall in love with a ladies' man or a show-off or something like that, you know. Make sure that you like somebody for the right reasons. And think about the life that you would have with this person. See, George came from a different nationality and a different upbringing. My mother-in-law was a wonderful person, and she was like a second mother to me when she knew that my mother had passed on before that I got married, you know. I was 23, I think, when my mother passed away. I was 23. And so I was attracted to George. He was gentle. He was, you know, kind. I don't know. I fell in love with him gradually. Like, we went together a whole year before that we said, well, what are we waiting for? See, I was 25 and he was going on 30. You know, he was older than me. And so we made the decision, and I've never had regrets. I mean, it wasn't all roses.